Hello, everyone, and welcome to Is It Worth Summoning Stones, where we go through the newest summoning stone rotation and help you decide if this is the stone rotation that you want to summon for. We're going to start off with Amelia. Amelia is fantastic immunity. Her passive every turn, her passive in human form gives you immunity every turn, and in human form, she also cleanses and gives defense buff. So this is a great synergy with things like Bulldozer or Wind Panda, or if you're lucky, maybe you have Fermion or Artemil. She goes great with them. Mostly PvP monster, Guild Wars, RTA, and then we have Vanessa. Vanessa is arguably the best speed lead for RTA because she has 33 speed lead. She has the auto revive and she has defense break. So she has also some pretty decent utility while bringing you 33 speed lead, the best speed lead you can possibly get. And then next is Seara, probably the other best speed lead after Vanessa. Ciara's usefulness is much more than just arena and RTA though, since she has bomb and she can blow up bombs. Very nice. Great for Guild Wars, RTA. Can even use her in TOA. With bomb team, you plant a bunch of bombs, blow them all up. Boss is dead. Very nice. First skill, probably one of the best first skills in the game. Gives her attack bar every time she crits. High crit rate Oracle is probably the best build you can go for. And then we have Niang. Niang is an interesting monster. Her third skill is a pseudo cleanse that heals based off her attack. The pseudo cleanse doesn't really get rid of all the debuffs, but it reduces them by one turn, which is often enough. Second skill, strips, scales with attack bar, and if you do strip, it gives you attack bar and scales with attack. And then first skill is glancing. There's a few people that run her in RTA. This skill can hit really hard, especially if you team her up with something like Vanessa, defense break, speed lead, and then this skill hits pretty decent damage. Beretta is probably the best breaking into TOA monster out there. Speed lead, AoE dots, attack bar reduction. Very good for newer players breaking into TOA. And then probably the best monster on this list is this guy, Antares. If you watched SWC, you saw that he was picked almost every single game. That's because his passive is pretty good. He instantly gets a turn, which means he can cut off violent proc. So instead of violent procking, he can get the turn, so no violent proc. He also reduces attack bar with this skill, and he absorbs it. He also heals with this skill, so very good when you couple it with attack and crit rate buff from the proc. And then he has slow on top of it. Very good monster. He does have crit rate lead too, if you're using him for RTA. And then Olivia. Olivia is probably one of my favorite Guild Wars units. I use her pretty much every Guild War. She awakens into Guild Wars defense leader skill, 33%. Her third skill reduces attack bar and gives you 3 turns of defense buff. Her second skill instantly grants something a turn and cleanses all of their debuffs. And then the first skill does glancing. So she is awesome with something like Wusa, Bulldozer, get immunity, boost the Bulldozer because it's really slow, blow something up. Very, very good. And then we have Delphoy. Delphoy is probably the best wind immunity monster we have access to. There's not a lot of wind immunity things. The full cleanse and then heal and 2 turns of immunity is pretty solid. Her second skill resets cooldown Also pretty solid skill, and then her first skill slows. Pretty solid monster. Mostly Guild War application. Don't really see her used anywhere else. Maybe R5 if you're getting into it. The slow is pretty nice. She also has wind defense lead, so you can use her with things like Olivia and Copper or any other defense buffer and the Copper, and then you do big Copper damage if you're worried they're a Copper trap. This extra defense helps you get around the Copper trap. For notable threes this week, we don't really have any. They're all kind of bad. There's some fusion stuff here if you're doing fusion, but this is probably the best 3-star in this rotation. He is a fun toy. If you want to have fun, play around, not to worry about winning, then maybe you build him. He's pretty fun. Attack buff, chance to proc this skill, which ignores defense. Attack leader skill. He's a fun toy. If you want to make a fun toy, go for it. Anyway, that's the new rotation. If you like the video, thumbs up. If you have any suggestions or comments, please feel free and let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again next week.